Lala. I'm here to see Lala. I'm here to see Lala.
Making his public debut today, Singapore's unbearably cute panda cub, delighting everyone who has come to see him. Here's one for your calendar. Finance Minister Lawrence Wong will be delivering his first budget speech in Parliament on February 18th. And something for the weekend. Fancy a bit of chili syrup in your coffee? Sounds intriguing. It's 5:30 p.m. here in Singapore. You're watching The Big Story with me, Haryanto Diman. You can subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you never miss a single episode. Coming up in a moment, it's pandemonium at the River Wonders today. But first, the other day's headlines. Finance Minister Lawrence Wong will deliver his first budget speech in Parliament on February 18th next year. What do Singaporeans hope to hear in his statement? Well, the Finance Ministry is asking the public to share their views and feedback at reach.gov.sg/budget 2022. If you remember, this year's budget focused on how Singapore can emerge stronger from the COVID-19 crisis. Associate Editor Vikram Khanna tells us what we can expect from Budget 2022.
Well, I think it's a bit early for this because the Ministry of Finance is still conducting a public consultation exercise to get ideas on what should be in the budget. So what I say is purely speculation, if you don't mind. We don't know for sure, obviously. But what I think is that the broad thrust of it is not going to be a rescue budget like in 2020 and 2021. It's going to focus on broader issues to help the economy and to help businesses adapt and restructure as the economic recovery proceeds. So that's the broad thrust. So we can just look quickly at the expenditure side and the revenue side. On the expenditure side, I think there will probably be continued support for hard-hit businesses in sectors such as aviation, tourism, retail, F&B, and so on, because they haven't fully recovered or because they're also facing various restrictions. The Singapore Business Federation has called for 25% job support scheme support for these industries. I'm not sure whether the government is going to give 25% job support, but I think they will give something. So that's one thing on the expenditure side. The other thing, of course, is that there will be continued support for digitization, for training, and so on.
Also in the news today, Singapore's electricity and gas tariffs are set to go up. According to state energy suppliers, from January 1st to March 31st, the electricity tariff will increase by an average of 5.6% from the previous quarter. For households, that translates to an average monthly electricity bill hike of $4.70 for families living in 4-room HDB flats. SP Group attributing the rise to higher fuel costs, as around 95% of Singapore's electricity is generated using imported natural gas. Compulsory tray return rules kicking in this Saturday, January 1st at food courts and coffee shops following a 2-month advisory period. Safe distancing ambassadors and the Singapore Food Agency's enforcement officers will be deployed at these food places to advise diners to clear their trays, crockery and litter from tables. This comes as similar strict table littering rules at hawker centres took effect in September this year. Earlier today, Senior Minister of State for Sustainability and the Environment, Amy Khor, saying more than 4 in 5 diners at hawker centres are now returning their used crockery on trays. Also kicking in the new year, amendments to the Police Force Act giving police officers new powers. They will be legally empowered to make forced entry into any place in case of medical emergencies to protect people from injury or death. Currently, their powers are limited to specific circumstances, such as to make an arrest, and they cannot force entry even if they hear a person in distress, but believe no crime has been committed. ONLYFANS user Titus Low is today charged with 2 counts of transmitting obscene materials by electronic means, and another charge under the Criminal Procedure Code, as he had allegedly failed to comply with a police order not to access his ONLYFANS account. The Singaporean, who is known for his sexually explicit videos on ONLYFANS, a site where members can share adult content, is believed to be the platform's first content creator here to be prosecuted for transmitting obscene materials on it. Low's bail is set at $5,000 and his case has been adjourned to January 20th next year. He's unbearably cute and I think he knows it. I'm of course talking about Lele, the first panda cub born in Singapore. And today he made his public debut at River Wonders. At the unveiling this morning, Lele was fast asleep, blissfully unaware of all the attention on him. Lele was born on August 14th to giant pandas Kai Kai and Jia Jia, who arrived in Singapore in 2012 on loan from China. Now, the crowds have been queuing patiently for their turn to see the baby panda, and what a difference a few hours make. For the afternoon session, little Lele was wide awake and crawling around, exploring his nursery. The public can view the cub twice a day at about 10:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Each viewing session will last 20 to 30 minutes. Here's what some young visitors make of the pandemonium.
This card is for Lele. I'm here to see Lele. I'm here to see Lele. I want to bring stuff home to see Lele.
So when we came to the zoo here, there was a lot of commotion. We didn't know what it was about. Then we realized that it was because Lele was going to be unveiled. So it was a nice coincidence. We were very pleasantly surprised.
Very heartwarming because it's the first panda that's born in Singapore here.
He's very cute and he's very big.
Has Lele's our cousin's name, but then it's a different spelling. Serious?
What do you feel? How do you feel when you saw the Lele?
I felt happy and joyful. And she thought it was actually our cousin.
Yeah, definitely. we will come again. When
it grows older.
When it grow bigger. When it grow bigger.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready to say goodbye to 2021. And we've got the perfect live picks to help ease you into the new year. From K-pop group On and Off to the M1 Singapore Fringe Festival, we're thrilled to excite you about 2022. But first, let's quench our thirst with food correspondent Eunice Quek. Hey Eunice! Eunice, you've been checking out a new cafe called GUERILLA Coffee. Tell us about the interesting brews there.
So there are 2 of them. One of them is called Home. It is a take on the local kopi with the addition of condensed milk and interesting ingredients like cracked black pepper and salt. The other one is Mayan Mocha. It is a mix of chili syrup, dark chocolate, cinnamon and espresso. I know it sounds an intriguing combination, but it works and the balance of flavors is just right. So the cafe at Suntec City, it has the usual cafe coffee options, but the ones that I mentioned definitely worth trying.
Well, looks like I have my New Year plans sorted out and I think I know where I will be. Well, thank you so much, food correspondent Eunice Quek. Now, if you're looking for something new to listen to this new year, look no further. Correspondent Benson Ang is here to tell us all about K-pop band ONF, which is short for On and Off. Well, Benson, tell us more about this band and what do you make of their music?
On and Off is a South Korean boy band which debuted in 2017 and it currently has 6 members. It released its newest EP earlier this month titled Goosebumps. I think this song uses a very interesting metaphor to discuss some of the sensations and feelings associated with romantic attraction. It uses the reflex of getting goosebumps, like when one is excited or scared or cold, and uses this to discuss some of the darker instincts associated with romantic love. I thought it's quite interesting. So in this song, it seems like love is not just about excitement, it's also about nervousness and a bit of uncertainty. And if you look at the music video, it's very mysterious, very futuristic. Lots of greens, lots of blacks. I like that there's a mist surrounding some of the members as they dance around, and the video is very atmospheric.
And that was correspondent Benson Ang. Finally, we have journalist To Wen Lee. Now, she's going to be telling us about the M1 Singapore Fringe Festival happening from January 12th to 23rd. Sounds exciting, Wen Lee, because I know the theme is going to be The Helpers. Tell us more about the lineup.
Yeah, so the themes to help us centered around ideas of care, compassion towards oneself and others. The shows are selling quite fast, and there are 2 which I'm quite excited about. One of them is the show called Rindu di Bulan, which kind of combines the Chinese myth of Chang'e with a Malay adoption story. So these 2 threads are intertwined in this particular production. Another one is Being by Way Collective, which is a very movement-based one-man show by Neo Haibin, or rather starring Neo Haibin, presented by Way Collective and collaborators. And we see this man dive into the sea, he gets close with nature, and somehow in this production, they explore the idea of breath and being, this idea of reconnecting with your breath. So I think in a time of a pandemic and in today's modern hectic society, it's a particularly timely work, getting us to retreat back into things that matter.
Thank you so much, journalist To Wen Lee. And don't forget, from music and entertainment to food and the arts, you can find more live pics as well as the latest news at str.sg/live. And those are our top stories for today. For more news and videos, visit straitstimes.com. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the red button below. Now we're off for a short New Year's break. So on behalf of the Big Story team, wishing you a very happy New Year. Take care.